So anyway, after 2, 3 meetings with her, she became one of my very good close friend, and everything was fine, and that money was given, and the school never happened, and still she gave more money. That's another thing, and all these things used to happen, and we sometimes we didn't have money for to publish the books, and then we will think what to do to raise money to publish his books. Osho loved his books. He wanted each and every of his book to be published, to be on ready. And it was a lot of work because Osho was speaking twice a day, and after every 10 days, a big book was ready to be published. So, to get so many people on the job, and it was a big publishing department for Hindi, for English, for Osho Times Hindi, for Osho Times English, and lot of work for that. And then the money is needed, and then Osho will come up with such an idea. I said, how to create the money? He said, you can do the auction. One of the book he will sign, and then we will do the auction, and we will get the money for the next book. Somebody will be ready to give the money, and then we will take that book, and Osho will write down the person who has who has given the money, and he will write his name on it and his signature and the date, and for to to have his name written on the book, his signature and the date was so valuable for every sannyasin that people, the next book, money has come. Always, like, so much work around Osho has happened, and so much money was always in need. But never because of the lack of the money the work stopped. Always, always the money has come. This one thing created such a trust in me that the work has to go on. It can never stop. So, one thing which has been very special with Osho, to create a chaos and misunderstandings and put you into trouble and to see how you come out of it. This has been with Lakshmi, with Ishwar Bhai, that I have seen, and this I'm sure he must have been doing with Sheila also, and with me also. He is very good in playing at games. I remember that when he asked me that I should invite poets, artists, musicians to the commune and ask them to be our guest and share their art with us. So the first thing which we did was to invite Kalyanji Bhai, the music director from Bollywood, and also some of the poets with him. And this was the first, and then, Zakir Hussain came, Hariji, the flute player, Shiv Kumar Sharma, the santoor player, then the whole list, I think all the Rajan Sajan Mishra, Shubha Mudgal, Hema Malini, and Malika Sarabhai, and Sanjukta Panigrahi, and that uh, Man,
Pandit Jasraj.
Pandit Jasraj, Bhimsen Joshi, Prabhat Ray, Pinaz Masani, and um, Pankaju Das, Manharu Das, and I don't know all the names. You remind me. I think.
Almost all known
Huh?
artists were invited.
Raj, Rajkumar Rizvi,
Rajan Sajan.
Rajan Sajan Mishra, that couple, Neena and Rajendra. Rajendra and Neena Shah,
Jagjit.
Jagjit Singh, Dagar brothers, Sayyiduddin Dagar, Usman Khan, this Shahid Parvez. I mean, you remember any Shujat Khan, any, many, almost all the top artists. My job was to invite them and to arrange their food, their stay in the commune, and to have during the festivals to perform, to do the stage setup, the whole festivals I was organizing. With it, of course, with sannyasins, it's never a big work. There is always sannyasins who always come forward and make a team, and we do it together. It's a joy, actually. It's never a work. But in those days, those 5-7 days of the festival, I think the whole team, nobody could get sleep more than 3-4 hours because we were constant. There was, I think, more than 100 sannyasins working for that, those festivals, for those 5 days festival, and they were very successful. All the Indian sannyasins used to come for the festivals. We used to arrange 5 festivals in the year. And strangely, we never paid any artist for their performance. And we only took care of their travel expenses and stay, and we welcomed them. And none of the artists ever objected.
The travel expense was one way.
Yeah, sometimes travel expenses of one way, and sometimes both the ways, and sometimes even not. Mm-hmm. But the same artists who were like, if the fees is not paid, they won't come. And they were famous for that. But with the commune, it was always there.
They felt honored.
They felt honored to play.
They are invited.
Yeah, it was very beautiful. Mm. And they also enjoyed, the ambience was so beautiful for them to play, and the best came out from them. The stage setup used to be so beautiful. Big picture of Osho with the sign Friends of Osho, and flowers, and the setting was so aesthetically done. And our hall is so beautiful, and people sitting in such a pin drop silence, and no hooting and no whistling and no unnecessarily clapping, and it was a very different ambience. And all the Pune elite class, they were always calling me and asking me, when the festival is going to, you have not sent me the card. And afterwards we started making very beautiful invitation cards also to send them, because it was like becoming very successful, these festivals, and we had to invite, and we used to send the cards with all the programs. And it was an experience for ourselves also, because I was going to talk about the chaos. So how the chaos is being created by him. Like when all these artists will come, and if they are staying for White Robe Brotherhood, Osho was speaking in the evenings, and I will ask him that these guests are there, and they will like to come for the discourse. So which seats should be given to them? So I will tell him And he will tell me, okay, these people can sit on the left side of mine on the third, fourth row. This you can make them sit behind you on the third, fourth row, like that. He will always let me know. And even once Zakir Hussain and Shivji, he asked to give them front row, and they were sitting next to me. And we had that experience, which Zakir always, Hariji always tells me that was one of the most beautiful moment of their life. So he will make them sit. And once it happened that there were two poets who were sitting in the third row, and in between the discourse, they started talking, whispering to each other. And also, they were not so much present. And when Osho was leaving, we all used to bow down and do namaste to him because he is doing namaste, and Osho is doing namaste, and they are just sitting like this. So, next day, Osho is in his discourse, he tells that, oh, it was a dark hole and I could not speak, and they were sucking the energy. And I think he mentioned my name, I'm not sure, that you guys make them sit in the front. And so I know that it is him who is asking, but no, the trouble is going to come to me because I give the instructions to give them seats. So the next function is there and the artists are there, and I tell Osho, no, I cannot give them front seat. You have spoken, and what to do? He said, no, these artists, you give them the third row to sit. I said, but nobody is going to listen to them. Already it's a big thing. You have said so much emphatically and you have created such an understanding. No, if I tell them to give them seat, they are going to say no. You have told these front seats are for my sannyasins who are listening to me, who are absorbing me, who are drinking me. So these people are not drinking you, and they are not going to sit in the front. No, you go and tell them. I said, but who is going to listen to me? He said, no, they will listen to you. You go and tell them. So, and then he knew that it might not happen. So because I told him, I'm not going to say to them. And then he sends Amrito to tell the seater to give them the seating how I'm saying. And anyway, so he will create this kind of chaos and friction and to go through it. And I remember once, like, he started creating this kind of friction between me and Anando, and me and Anando mainly. And he will tell her something and totally opposite to me and totally opposite to her. So I'm doing something and she will come with such an anxiety. Why you are doing this? Bhagwan doesn't want to do this. He told me this. I said, but he himself has told me to do this. No, he has done it. When he told you? I said, just today. Yeah, today he has told me this thing. And no, don't do this. And few times it happened like that. And this incident is of the first 1 year. This is of, I think, late 87. And at that time, Anando has just started working. Like the first 6 months, she was not on the scene. And after 6 months, she also started working. So it was just 6 months had passed. But the friction, like I'm not listening to Osho. She was giving to me this kind of impression that I'm doing opposite, and Sheila has been doing the same, and there is this Indian mind who doesn't listen, who does their own way, like that she knows what Bhagwan wants. This kind of feeling and impression she's giving me. So I really got very upset, knowing that it must be him. She's not making it up. What she's saying must be true. But still, I said, I can't work like this. I had a file in my hand. I go into his room and I sit and I say, Bhagwan, I cannot work. The thing is that there is so much needs to be done. And if this kind of misunderstandings you keep on creating, because I knew that it is him, I was not blaming her. I knew that it is coming from him. So I said, if you keep on creating this kind of misunderstanding, nothing will move. The work won't be able to done. And you find somebody else. I can't do with this kind of friction and this thing. I can't work. And I'm already, my voice is choked. I'm already crying. I'm like red on my face and sitting like that and crying. And then I look at him and he's looking straight into me. And there is mischievous smile on his face. And he says, you want me jobless? And then with such a serious face, he tells me, a master has to create chaos. Only in chaos, stars are born. Only in chaos, whatever is deep inside you will come on the surface. From there, you can work on yourself. From there, I can work on you. And you don't want me to do anything. I look at him, and then a smile comes on my face. I say, okay, sir, I go to my job, you do your job. And I pick up my this thing and I leave. And while closing the door, I say, you stay on your job, you are perfect at your job. And I leave the room. He was very good in creating this kind of thing. But there was something for me also to see, that from where this upset comes. Deep down, I was affected. I knew that he's saying, why I got this upset. There is something in me which wants appreciation from the other, that yes, I'm doing right. She is trying to prove that I'm not listening to him, but I will like that misunderstanding should not be there. And somehow, this is making me upset. And it was always to see that, yes, I have to work on this thing, that I will like that the other person appreciates what I'm doing. And the things will become very clear up on the surface. With him, whatever deep down inside was, it was very easily coming up to mirror. Okay, now it's 6 o'clock and we leave.